What do you think about like the DeFi space in terms of, I think there's a lot of questions around how to value these things. Are they decentralized? But at the same time, I think, whether, and again, I know you're, one of these, you're very Bitcoin centric on Twitter and when you're, talking in public and things like that. So, but I'm just curious from the perspective of this type of individual that we're talking about. Do you think that they'll basket in these other, digital assets with Bitcoin, or do you think they view these things as more of kind of quasi digital businesses, while Bitcoin is more of a commodity? Like, how do you kind of think they'll approach the two, or will they just view them, basket them together?
No, I think that that's exactly what's going to happen, is that once Bitcoin becomes recognized as a commodity, then that's when it kind of breaks off from the rest of the pack. But that's going to take a little bit. There's so much misunderstanding still. I mean, you can see it in the mainstream media every single day. I mean, look at the coins that they have listed on CNBC and Bloomberg. I mean, it's embarrassing that some of the stuff that they list up there. But so once the institutions do recognize that, then then it really does break off from that pack. Right now, the people I talk to, they're like, oh yeah, we own crypto, we own Ethereum and Bitcoin. And it's, it's like you you want to just kind of shake them and say, you've got to do some reading, man. You've got to really like understand the difference. And so
You think people are just indexing, right? They just
there.
look at the top 3 or 5 and they just say, hey, look, I'll take a weighted position in the top 5.
Yeah, that's not an uncommon thing to do, Will, is to say, okay, I know that there's something here. Okay, so let's say we're talking here that Bitcoin's at $20,000. I know that there are institutions sniffing around here for real now. And whether or not they're big hedge funds or some of the smaller either endowment or pension funds, they're looking at this and saying, okay, we've got to at least take a little bite here, and then we'll figure it out along the way. And when you do that, you're not really sure what you're doing, right? So you buy a little bit of Bitcoin, you buy a little bit of Ethereum, you buy a little bit of whatever else, and you start doing your research and really digging in, and then you reweight them, right? So if I knew, you get this spidey sense, right? When you're in investing for a long time, you think there's something here. I sense it. I've heard enough that my subconscious is definitely analyzing this, and I feel there's something I need to be doing here. So I'm going to take a 1% position, and then I'll start doing, or a 0.5% position, something, and then I'll start really doing the work. Because if I take that position, I'm going to have to do the work. I can't just take the position and hope. So once I take it, then I'll do the work. It's not going to impact my portfolio terribly negatively if I did the wrong thing, because I'll be able to get out. So even if I lost 20% on a 0.5% position, that's 10 basis points for the whole portfolio. No big deal. But I'm not going to want to lose it. I'm going to want to do some work. So let's figure out where we are. And that's kind of that's really kind of where we're at, to be truthful, for a lot of these guys.